Welcome to Group Dates and Hot Takes, a Bachelor Nation podcast. I'm Sampy.
I'm Christy, and we're recapping Clayton's season of The Bachelor.
Hello, everybody. We are back for episode 2 of the most amazing season of all time, Clayton's season. How are you doing, Christy? Are you ready to recap The Bachelor?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay.
We have a lot to discuss.
Oh, boy. Let me just ask, first of all, is there anything happening out there in the world of Bachelor Nation?
Well, there are rumors that Riley and Marissa have broken up because she removed all of the photos of him off her Instagram feed and then also posted a story that said all that glitters is not gold.
Oh, boy. Did they run out of whipped cream?
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it doesn't look good.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Whoa, boy. Well, that's devastating. Anything else?
So this was just kind of a random thing that I saw on Instagram, but Nick Viall had, I guess, dinner with Michael, the dad from Katie's season.
Mm-hmm.
But the caption of it was, "It should have been Daddy," which I guess means he thinks the Bachelor should have been Michael instead of Clayton.
Uh-huh.
Which
Yeah.
is like, what a weird thing to post after the fact. Like, it's too late now.
Well, I mean, there will presumably be more of these seasons in the future.
Yes.
Ugh. I don't want to think about that. Anything else?
So Claire and Blake Monar may be dating. Blake Monar is the guy that Tia really liked on Bachelor in Paradise, but who refused to, like, give her gifts or whatever. I don't know if you remember him. Yeah, but Blake was actually on Claire's season, just eliminated very early.
So this is a replacement for Dale.
I mean, if they are actually dating, I guess so.
That was his name, right?
Yes.
Okay. Whoa. Amazing. There's so many people to remember.
Yeah, well, the longer you watch, the more names you have to keep track of. Just think how many names I have in my head.
I can only hope that
Like,
life
there's-
expectancy is low.
There is so much other news that happens that I don't bring up because you don't know who they are.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. I'm the one holding us back.
No, there's only been so much time we have, but there's always stuff happening.
Oh, man. Oh, that's really unfortunate. But if you don't have anything else, I guess we should get into episode 2. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. We always start with, like, the cheesiness of, like, everybody running into the mansion, all excited.
I hate that more than almost anything in this world.
I know, I'm pretty tired of that too, especially the whole, like, all the girls gathered on the balcony shouting the name of the Bachelor.
Right, and just all of and we kind of talked about this a little bit in the past, but, like, that whole, like, sort of fake sounding, like, cheering and, like, laughing and screaming and giggly energy, like, all of that different stuff.
Yeah, it's very fake sounding.
Yeah, or just, like, maybe it's just, I don't know, this may get me canceled, but it just reminds me of the times when I get a group of, like, my close guy friends together and, like, we're at least 75% more stupid. Like, that's just kind of how it feels like when you get the group of, like, however, like, 20 of them or whatever it is now, and it's just, like, everyone's just, like, this frantic energy of, like, I gotta be, like, laughing and screaming and all of this different stuff. It's very
Yeah,
chaotic. And it
I
makes
guess
me
you
uncomfortable.
can't act normal on TV because then it wouldn't. Maybe it doesn't translate as well. But if it were me, I would just walk in and be like, "Oh, this is nice," and that's it. But
Yes, well, let's be honest. You would probably not get any screen time.
no, I'd be that girl that just disappears, and people are like, "Oh, where'd she go?"
You wouldn't even get an ITM. It would just be like,
No.
well, we saw a single shot of her when the whole group was together, and now she's gone. Oh well. I guess you're not the right type for that over the top reality TV.
No, which is part of why I guess I find it so annoying too. But
Understandable.
so Jesse comes in and like introduces himself for some reason.
Hey ladies, I'm happily married.
But like they already met him on night 1. And he's like, "Oh, I'm the host of The Bachelor."
No,
Like, no
crap.
No kidding. That was very strange. But yeah, then he drops off the date card and it's time for the first group date.
And can I just say, I thought this was really hilarious because I feel like we had already gotten a little bit of an idea of Cassidy's sort of stuck-upness, but like you have like the names are getting read, and you're having all the camera shifts to that person as they like do their little pose or like or whatever it is they do, and like you hear everybody like cheering in the background for them, like, "Whoa, yay, you're on the date!" And Cassidy, and nobody else cheers for her.
Oh, that's also something where they could probably edit out.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
But-
sure, because they were setting up this whole arc. It was just funny to
Yeah.
me that like if that was actually true.
That's pretty funny.
But who knows what's real and what's not real? I don't.
Yeah, it's hard to tell nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I also
Probably
just have to
nothing.
say that Clayton's fashion this episode was pretty bad for the most part.
No.
Like he shows up to this group date in a like super baggy shirt that was also too short somehow.
Look, he has odd dimensions, all right? It's not easy finding clothes that work.
But that's why you have a stylist who goes out and finds stuff and you have a tailor.
Is he that rich though?
No, the show does this. The show provides all of his wardrobe. So why are they providing stuff that doesn't fit?
Oh, so it's just the contestants that they don't provide.
Correct.
Okay. I thought he had to bring all of his own clothes too.
Oh no. There's a stylist named Carrie Fettman who like provides all the wardrobe for the lead.
Well, I hate to say this, Carrie, but you gotta go.
People have been saying that for years now.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if I should bring this up now, but like his whole look later, where he was like wearing a hoodie under a it wasn't even like a super typical suit jacket. It was sort of like I want to say it was kind of plaid.
Yes.
Like, and he was wearing the suit jacket over a white hoodie.
It was so weird. Like it was like the style of a suit jacket, but the material of like a sweatshirt or something. But it was just like either have one or have the other, but not both.
Yeah, that was a really weird choice. But anyways, let's get back to the group date.
Yes, we see a bouncy castle with some kids who I later found out were actors.
Of course.
And then Hilary Duff enters, like somebody I actually know.
Which I've heard the name before, but I would never have known her face ever.
Yeah, the movie she was in a long time ago, the Lizzie McGuire movie, is like one of my favorites. And also A Cinderella Story is also one of my favorite movies from back then as well.
Wasn't she like 12 or something?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know how old she is now, but these were a while back.
I just thought she was a kid, is what I'm saying.
For that movie, the Lizzie McGuire movie, yes. I know there was like a whole show, but I never saw that.
Okay. Well, surprise, surprise, I don't really know who she is. But I guess the premise was one of these fake children had a birthday, which
I guess. I don't even know if that's true.
I don't even believe it. So yeah, so I guess the group date people have to prepare for the birthday party by completing various tasks.
Yes, like decorating cake and making decorations. Just
Yeah, like blowing up balloons, I guess. Like being a clown, maybe. There's a bunch of different things like that.
yeah, but the important thing though is that Cassidy is over it.
I mean, she's done nothing, but she is over it.
Yeah, she just spends her time chatting with Clayton. They like go off to like a pool and she like immediately mounts him.
Oh, dude, I don't
and
like
makes
that
out. It was just a lot.
It's also kind of, I'm not any sort of like therapist or psychiatrist, but it was kind of like sociopathic behavior, honestly. She like just the entire time she's just like, yeah, I don't care about any of these people or anything that's going on. I'm just gonna go make out with Clayton.
Yeah, she even said like she doesn't like the kids. She's not here to participate, basically.
No, she's here to date Clayton.
That's all that matters.
She doesn't have time for all that other stuff. Who cares if she was supposed to be building some sort of dollhouse thing?
Like, what if everyone had that same attitude? Then there wouldn't be a date. Like, she's just missed the whole point.
Yes, not playing the game, as it were.
No.
Yeah, I know, I feel bad, okay? I feel bad because I know I'm getting manipulated, and it makes me unhappy, but I don't like her.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I'm not supposed to like her, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, this persona of hers continues on social media as well. She's not any better there.
So do you think she actually is like that? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, she like posted a couple of videos on Instagram that she promptly deleted. Just more of the same nonsense. But also just ranting and raving, like, I guess we'll get to it later, but about the guy back home thing.
Oh, okay.
She thinks, oh, that's no big deal. She even like spoiled something in the video, which is probably why she had to delete it.
Contacted by ABC lawyers.
Probably.
Yeah, she did not come off very well here, to be perfectly frank with you.
Yeah, and then later on, we see her bringing out a cake that somebody else had decorated, and like she immediately drops it. Which at the time I thought she did that on purpose, but somebody like slowed down the footage of that, and one of the kids actually like knocks it out of her hand.
Probably told to.
Oh, of course.
It's like, hey, we'll add another 10% to your day rate if you knock the cake out of her head. It's like, yes, more progress towards paying for college. Yeah, that was just a whole disaster.
I know. And then after that, they go away to the pool and make out some more. Like, just no self-awareness at all.
No, I mean, Christy, come on. You expect these people to have self-awareness? Come on. Christy,
Just a
she's here to
little
date
bit.
Clayton, okay? Not to deal with those other people. Yeah, and understandably, the other date participants are not particularly happy.
No, and I can't blame them. So at the nighttime portion, I guess I forgot to bring this up last week, but the people on the internet have noticed that Clayton licks his lips a lot. There's a whole TikTok of like a montage of it.
It's terrifying
And
weird.
during this one convo with Serene, he did it 4 times. He did say though that he will be getting a new lip balm, so hopefully.
It's just super weird. Once you notice it, you can't unnotice
I know,
it. Your life is changed and ruined forever.
Yeah, and he usually does it right before I make out too.
Yeah, he's like, gotta prepare. Lick, lick, lick. That is.
So also during this nighttime portion, the women confront Cassidy about not pulling her weight in the decorating. And she just doesn't seem to get it. She's like, oh, they're not paying us to be doing that. Like, that is not the point.
Come on, Christy. That is obviously the point, all right? She wasn't getting paid to do that. She's here to date Clayton.
Yeah, according to her, she hasn't done anything wrong, doesn't need to apologize for anything.
I don't like her.
Yeah, she is very unlikable.
Sorry, I'm just driven speechless by how awful she is. Was it Serene that had decorated the cake?
I don't know.
I was trying to remember. It was whoever was the bartender. That's all I remember. It was whoever was the bartender was the one who did the
I don't
cake.
know. It's still too early in the season and I can't keep track.
Christy, you're supposed to be my guide, my rock through Bachelor Nation.
It's hard.
Life is difficult. It doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I want you to do better, okay?
I will try.
So it's the guy who knows nothing about the Bachelor. But anyways, yeah, what do you think about Teddy?
She's very bubbly and carefree, very flirty. I don't know, she knows how to get what she wants out of Clayton.
Well, we'll see, I guess, if that works well into the future.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long that'll last, but it's working for her right now. They make out a lot.
Yes, much to my chagrin.
Yeah, we had a lot of really up close camera shots of making out this episode.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's a little it's too much.
It's I'm thinking things flashed through my mind. Forget.
Well, we also see that Susie will be getting the one-on-one, which is very, very predictable. She seemed to hit it off with him on night 1.
Yeah, and I apologize. I'm still reeling. There are a couple images entered my mind, and I'm
The ones with the tongue.
Oh no! Yes. Ugh. Or the one where like one of them like had the lip stuck out, and the other was like grabbed onto the lip and was like pulling it. Ugh.
Oh. I didn't pay that close attention.
Ugh. God help us all.
All I can do is laugh because it's too uncomfortable.
Yeah, so I don't know. Cassidy just thinks she's such hot stuff, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's very confident. More making out with Clayton. She thinks the rose is hers.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it turns out she was right. She actually got the group date rose. And that just made her head even bigger.
I don't like her.
Then afterwards, she's like, nah, not many of the women here are legitimate competition.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, can we talk about something a little bit more positive? Can we talk about the one-on-one?
So next is Susie's one-on-one.
Can I just speak on this a little bit? I was like, what is going on here? So first of all, like, they for whatever reason, like, the super romantic date is just it's a helicopter ride. Woo, super exciting. And I was just blown away by how ridiculously dumb this was. Okay? Because they're flying around, right? Of course, they do a low flyover over the mansion so all the other women can be jealous. And especially, whoever the pilot lady is. He's like, oh, it should have been me in the helicopter. I'm a pilot. But they're, flying around, and Clayton's like, do you trust me? Or how much do you trust? Like, something like that. And it's just like, what? And, of course, she's like, oh, I trust you. I trust you. It's like, what does this have to do with anything? You two are sitting in the back of a helicopter. Clayton has absolutely zero to do with anything.
Yeah, I know. It should have been, how much do you trust the pilot?
It's like, he has a headset. That's it. He's not the pilot. Ugh.
Yeah, I also didn't get much from this date about Susie because, the daytime portion, it was just kind of like the generic, oh, we've had such a great date. Really like you, want to get to know you, making out.
Yeah, and pretty much, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be irritated by this anymore, but, the nighttime portion, too, was pretty just meh. Because, he's had this conversation with a bunch of people now where it's like, oh, man, my parents have been married a really long time. And then he's like, yeah, my parents have been married a really long time. I think it's going to be 33 years this year, whatever the actual number is. It's somewhere around there. And it's just like, you've literally had this exact exchange with 7 people this season already.
Yeah, to me it's great their parents have been married long. So have ours. But that, I feel like that conversation is kind of a dead end in terms of really getting to know somebody.
Well, except, she got to share the sob story a little bit of how her dad was really sick and had organ failure and stuff, and, how he managed to survive because he needed to come home to see his newly born grandchild or whatever.
Yeah, as far as sob stories go, this one was maybe on the milder side compared to some of the other ones we've heard.
Yeah, it was just like, well, so what?
Yeah, I guess his conclusion was that she can see the good through the bad.
Wow, great conclusion, Clayton.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
not much there.
Maybe this just makes me a bad person, but I just never care.
Yeah. And then after that, they go to a concert from Amanda Jordan, which
Who-
I've never heard of.
Singing some sort of love song while they stand
Yeah.
around and make out.
And then also, I've never seen this before. Normally, the rose gets handed out at the dinner, but he like goes and gets it while the song is playing. That was strange.
Look, we know that Clayton likes to be a little premature on the rose front.
Well, that is true. This time he was late.
Yeah, I guess what I meant was like he's not great on the timing of it.
Well, yeah.
Like he's all over the place is more what I mean.
Maybe he forgot.
Can you imagine? She's like stressed out because she's like, man, he didn't give me the rose.
I
like,
know.
We're still like he's still like feeling me up. Well, he doesn't give me the rose. What's happening? Then he's like, oh shoot, my bad. I left it on the table. I'll be right back. Yeah. I don't know. I just couldn't really bring myself to care just about yet.
Yeah, there was more interesting stuff happening back at the house where Cassidy is coaching her protege, Shanae.
Which I want to point out, I don't know if you noticed this, but so Cassidy is an executive recruiter and Shanae is a recruiter.
Oh.
So I guess they
Wow.
bonded over their
Yes.
head hunting. But I just want to say both of them are insufferable.
Yeah. Cassidy just passed it on to Shanae. She's like, make sure you get in there fast, and all these other like tidbits of info for her to get ahead in the game.
Can I just say too, and I don't know if I'm justified in saying this, but it seems like the two of them are very, I don't even know how to describe it, but like both of them are very much like, oh, like we're pretty, like we should get what we want.
Yeah. They feel entitled.
Which is like, look, you're like, so what? You're like a bit above average in terms of like looks. Who cares? Like everybody here is.
True.
Like you're not special.
Well, they both feel their connection is special, so that's all that matters.
I don't like it. Don't like it at all. But let me move on, please.
You have time for the next group date.
Wait.
And
I'm sorry.
I had never heard of this person either, but the group walks into a classroom with somebody named Ziwi.
Wait,
I
Christy,
think is how it's pronounced.
we can't jump ahead just yet.
Sitting in the teacher's chair. She's apparently a comedian.
Christy, we can't jump ahead. I wanted to talk about the date card because I thought the Jill thing was so freaking funny because of course we don't really know any of these people, but like they read out all of the names and this lady Jill is not on the date card again, and she's super upset, and they have this ITM of her, and she's just like super upset. She's like, I left my family behind. I left my friends behind. I left my cat behind. And I know I probably shouldn't be laughing at her suffering, but it was just so funny. Like the exasperation and just the heartbreak that like her poor cat is all alone without her, and she got left off the group date.
Yeah.
Very funny. But perhaps I'm the only one who found that funny.
No, I did too.
But yes, we can go back to the classroom. Yes, a comedian, allegedly.
Yeah, it's a weird setup for a date.
Yeah.
They're all just kind of sitting around talking about red flags.
Yeah.
So like she holds up. Well, I guess they all have to hold up signs.
Well, yeah, it's never have I ever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the game?
Yes, I've just never seen it done where you hold up a sign, but
Oh, that's like the classic TV way of doing it. Like if you like the Ellen Show has done that sort of thing. Like it's anytime any sort of television show does this, they like use the two-sided paddles.
oh,
Where you have to like, oh, I'm so ashamed, I'm lifting it up, I have, like that sort of thing. So yeah, this is the TV way of doing it with the paddles. But yeah, just relationship red flags, I guess. I mean, like, I don't really understand how all of these were relationship red flags, but whatever.
I mean, I guess they were all like stuff that would be in a relationship, except for the question about felt judged by another woman in the house. That was just kind of randomly thrown in there.
Yeah,
and of course,
I don't know.
Yeah. And of course, Shanae says yes to that. And then gets up and tries to do the nay-nay dance.
Yeah, so essentially, as I understood it, she's liberating herself, okay? She is not going to sit around and pretend to be somebody she is not. This is the real her. Her real personality. Which is what she was saying in her ITM.
I just found it so unbelievably cringy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I like what I said to you at the time, I believe, was something like, if that's your actual personality, then oh boy. I did also
so bad.
I did also want to mention too that so I guess it was Elizabeth, because I feel like that's kind of what kicked off their rivalry. But Elizabeth sat next to Shane because it was all these desks in this sort of fake classroom with two chairs at each desk, and so Elizabeth sat next to Clayton, and Shanae was all like, "Oh, man," I think she even said like Cassidy would have sat next to him. So she was like all regretting the fact that she didn't just like stride over and sit next to him before anybody had the opportunity. So she's basically just trying to like put herself in focus as much as possible so that she can like get as much Clayton time as possible, and basically just sort of following the Cassidy playbook, really.
Yeah, she just wants to be the center of attention.
Mm-hmm. And it was awful.
Yeah, we are just getting started with her.
Yeah. You didn't want to mention any of the other Never Have I Evers? You were too afraid?
No, the ones they,
It was all sex related.
yeah, like have I ever sent a nude photo, faked an orgasm, cheated on a boyfriend? There were some people who raised their paddles for cheating.
That was Elizabeth.
I always hate to see that.
It was in high school, though. That's her whole thing. She's like, does high school count? And everyone's like, yes. I'm not totally sure how the whole nude photo thing is a relationship red flag, maybe more fundamental misunderstanding of how technology works and how anything that you put on the internet will be on the internet forever.
Yeah, it just seems not smart.
And this comedian lady was like, I don't even know how to describe her. Just like, yeah!
She was way too intense for me. It's like, this is not that big of a deal.
Right, because then they even transfer into something that is still not a big deal. Though, I mean, I guess it was maybe more high stakes. For some reason, like, I don't even understand the purpose of this obstacle course.
Yeah, like, how did this relate to the red flag stuff from before?
I don't know. Somebody please help me understand this. I'm sure there's some connection, but I'm not positive what. But it was like sort of food related too, because like one of the things was they had to like drink all this milk, and then it sort of looked like it was supposed to be like pancakes in maple syrup or something like that.
Oh, is that what that? I kept trying to figure out what it was. I thought maybe it was like slices of bread.
Yeah, or maybe like French toast or like something.
They were like these super soggy white puffy mats. They had to like balance on to make it through this vat of brown liquid.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, drama is created because whoever makes it through first gets a little extra time with Clayton. And so, of course, this plays into the Elizabeth-Shanae rivalry, and on the obstacle course of gross fluid, Shanae, like, pushes Elizabeth into the liquid so that she can be first. And it's just so funny to me, too, because this is another example of, like, how Shanae and Cassidy think, where, like, this is being discussed, like, then and later, and she's always just like, yeah, but I didn't win. like it makes it any better. And she, like, intentionally sabotaged a competitor. Like, but she tried her best, but she still didn't win. Ugh. Not, oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's quickly becoming the worst as well.
Yeah.
And then at the nighttime portion, Clayton has another strange outfit.
No.
A tan sweater and a beige jacket. It was all too much of like similar colors.
I'll be honest, I have zero fashion sense, and even I would not dress like he dressed this episode.
Yeah, and it's even worse because an actual stylist paired those two things together.
Oh, boy. What were you thinking?
So we see Elizabeth chatting with Clayton, and she decides to play her own version of Never Have I Ever with him, which was really just a ruse to make out.
Christy, you take that back.
Very clever on her part.
Was it, though? I don't think it was clever at all.
No, I was being a little sarcastic.
There was also, like, the rapper connection because I guess there was some sort of, was it an Instagram post that Clayton made at one point where he was like freestyle rapping or something? That's what it seemed like she was talking about.
I mean, I even saw, and this was like, I guess, long after the show finished filming, but I think maybe over Christmas, Clayton posted a video on Instagram of him rapping or coming up with a rap as he was driving. So I guess it's something he does like to do.
Okay. Because she was, again, like the whole never have I ever, she was saying how I guess she had at one point been a freestyle rapper too.
Yeah, I guess
which
so.
is weird. And so she was saying like, later I'll rap for you some point in the future. Hopefully she gets eliminated before that happens.
Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of the rapping on this show.
Yeah. Not particularly. But yeah, it was all a ruse. Because all she wanted to do was say, never have I ever kissed the Bachelor, so that she could kiss him.
Well, it worked because he can't say no at that point.
Right. I just like, and I don't know if I can say this, but generally speaking, besides Eminem, I don't usually like white rappers.
Wow, that's a hot take. I just don't like rap at all.
Christy, there's so much good rap out there.
I know, but it's just not my thing.
Okay. And of course, more Shanae Elizabeth rivalry.
Yeah, I don't even know why she hates her so much, but she's like, oh, I can hear Elizabeth fake laughing. Like, okay.
It's because Elizabeth got to sit next to Clayton.
No, it's got to be more than that.
Well,
like,
I'm sure.
like, I don't know. It just seems irrational.
I mean, it definitely is now.
Yeah, I mean,
if it wasn't before.
Yeah, Sinead chats with Clayton and it's like, oh, Elizabeth's not a good person. She's two-faced, not here for the right reasons. And of course, Clayton is confused because, like, what?
I think Sinead just, like, looked in the mirror and got confused.
Oh.
you like that?
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like, generally speaking, the contestants gotten by the show probably aren't super amazing people as far as character. It's a little bit of a hot take. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're all wonderful. But, like, I don't know. Shanae seems like a cut above in the turd department.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess makes her stand out.
Well,
but
yes.
In a stinky way, to continue my analogy.
So of course, Clayton has to go talk to Elizabeth now. And Elizabeth is like, yeah, Shanae pushed me in the game. And I've always treated her with kindness, so I don't know what she's talking about. And then Elizabeth confronts Shanae and is like, why did you do that? And like Shanae is like, oh yeah, you didn't look at me enough during a conversation we were having at the house. Which just is one of the stupidest reasons I've heard on this show. And then Elizabeth is like, well, I have ADHD and I have difficulty processing multiple sensory inputs, but that was not a good enough excuse for Shanae. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Which, can I just say, too, like, the fact that Shanae latches onto this and, like, continues to, like, bully her about it is an extra level of, like, completely just horribleness.
I know, it was really gross behavior.
Like, honestly, like, it happened so much, I was legitimately confused that ABC didn't put a warning on it, like don't bully people about mental health stuff. Like, it literally was like that much where I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I would have thought that like ABC would be like, we don't really like this behavior. Right, because
Yeah,
they
really
like
bad.
they put those like PSAs or those like trigger warnings or whatever, for like other like mental health or like sexual assault type things. But it was weird. It was weird. Like, literally every single chance she got after that, she'd be like, "Oh man, like maybe Elizabeth could do this." Oh no, that's right. She has ADHD. It's like,
Yeah, and
what the crap?
And she also like outed that to the whole group. It's like, if Elizabeth wanted that to be shared, she would share it.
Right.
It's just really bad.
Yeah, and it's maybe not as awful as it could be. Like, there are certain things that have even more like stigma and stuff to it. But yeah, I mean, it is like an actual like mental health type thing. I'm not sure exactly how you'd classify it really, but like, yeah, that's not something to just be like bandying about and specifically trying to like have all these gotchas and like, and I just so you know, like, in the biggest air quotes as possible, like making jokes about like, oh, this is ADHD. Unbelievable.
Yeah, she's a terrible villain.
Just when we thought she couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, I mean, even at the cocktail party, you see Cassidy telling Shanae to like cool it down because she probably knows that's the fastest way to get kicked off.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, look, I think she's like, you need to like get rid of this. This is like, I forget exactly what she said, but something to the effect of like, there's no point to this, or like, this isn't gonna get you anywhere. Like, this beef isn't gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah, and then I guess Shanae decides, I'm not finished trashing Elizabeth yet, so let's grab her and rant and rave about how she's using her ADHD as an excuse, and just more nonsense and nastiness from her. And Elizabeth like handles all of this so well. I would have been so mad if I were her.
Yeah, Christy would have started throwing hands. I just like, I know like we're totally just like, wow, this is ridiculous, but I just still can't get over the fact that Shanae specific, like, the first thing she like picked out and picked on was like, you like weren't looking at me in this scenario.
I know, that is so
like,
stupid.
Like the level of stupidity with that is so ridiculous. Like, what? Okay, so you're in a group setting, right? Several people, a lot going on, and one person doesn't look at you in a particular moment, and you think that's terrible? Like, if I was in a setting like that, I would probably be like totally zoned out. I would be looking at anybody. I'd just be like, like looking at the ceiling, like trying to like maybe listen to things, but having absolutely like no actual interaction. So it's so weird to me. Ugh.
Yeah, very, very petty.
I suspect she's not going to last very long. You gotta walk the terrible line. You can't be too terrible. You gotta be just terrible enough that you get extra screen time and an actual arc. But once you start like bullying people about ADHD and like being unhinged and stuff like that, I just don't see much longer of a future.
So at this point, Cassidy is hanging out with Clayton again and like straight up asked him to tell her that he liked her. I also found that very cringe as well. It's like, tell me you like me.
Which he did. Ugh.
Ugh.
Both of us disgusted.
I know.
And then the whole thing got like intimidated in a hot way.
Did she say that to his face, or was that just an interview?
I think that was in an ITM.
Okay. Yeah, just ugh.
Mm.
And so then we see like this footage from like earlier at some point where Cassidy is just chatting with, I didn't write down who this was, but one of the girls back at the house, all about how she has this guy back home and like, oh, she was FaceTiming him right before the show and they're going to meet up when she gets back. So like, not only is Cassidy just like a ridiculous villain, she's also stupid for saying this out loud.
Yeah, you can't say that crap outside.
No, like there's cameras everywhere. I don't understand what she was thinking.
It was also really funny too because she's like having the conversation and was her name maybe Gabby? I was trying to remember. But she like Cassidy's having this conversation with this woman and then like so they're like it's just the two of them. The camera's like a bit away, like zoomed in on them as they're having this conversation. And then somebody else like walks by and Cassie's like shuts up. Hi there. Yeah, you can't say that crap out loud, man.
No. And so somebody tells Clayton about this. Probably the person she was talking with before.
It was the same person. Again, maybe Sierra?
That could be right. And so he's like, yeah, I need time to think about this. And then the last thing we see is Clayton asking Jesse, has anyone ever taken back a rose? Because Cassidy already has one, so. And then that is where we stop.
Which is just funny to me because Cassidy, of course, is super confident right now. Because
I know.
She's oh, I have a rose. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw her earlier saying, I'm set for the week. So.
Yeah.
We'll see what
happens.
happens.
Yeah, because that's even in her, like, Shanae tutelage. She was, like, bringing that up. She's like, yeah, like, I can kind of, like, sit back. Like, not only have I, like, made it past this, but I'm set for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Why are these people so awful?
I don't know.
I don't like it. Can't believe you have exposed me to all these terrible people. I specifically only try to know of and be around excellent people.
Well, I needed somebody to share in this with me.
Wow. I'm both honored and disgusted. You would bring this into my life. I thought we were friends. Huh. Yeah, well, I don't know if I really have anything else to say about that. It's just besides my disapproval of everything.
Yeah, very interesting episode.
Tell us about the end tag.
Oh, yeah, I guess back at the birthday party, Clayton dressed up as a clown and then proceeded to juggle 2 balls.
Which is so difficult.
I guess everybody's got to start somewhere.
Right, but it literally is the first step in learning how to juggle.
Oh, he's trying.
I mean, look, he probably knows how to actually juggle. He may have been just having fun. Who knows?
Yeah, Clayton's been pretty self-deprecating on social media, which I like. He even posted something about game planning, how to be not dull this upcoming week. So he's aware of all the criticism and stuff people are saying.
Yeah. Well, there were 16 kisses this week.
Sometimes I'm surprised, it seemed like he kissed everybody, so I would have guessed 30 or something.
Look, I have very strict standards for what qualifies per my Bachelor kiss metrics and standards guidebook, okay? Not just anything makes it in.
Yeah.
No, as I've said before, this is the most imprecise thing ever. I mean, you could literally just have a guinea pig or something do this, or it just steps on a button to make a count, and it would be just as accurate. Because, yeah, and I'm sure obviously there's a lot happening off screen as well that we never get to see. So this is just my best attempt. That's all there is to it. So if anyone has an issue with it, just know that 1, I don't get paid. 2, I don't have all the footage. And 3, I really don't care that much.
It's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you have any last words, you should tell people how to contact us.
You can email us at groupdatespod@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram at groupdatespodcast.
Hallelujah. Yes, get in touch with us if anybody knows remembers the purpose of the silly obstacle course. Let us know. Really anything. We're so lonely. I hate to bring people down, but this has been a really tough season for me so far. So much cringe, and I can't wait to get to a smaller group of people that is easier to care about.
Yeah, we'll start dropping people pretty soon.
I hope so, Christy. I hope so. This has been Group Dates and Hot Takes, a Bachelor Nation podcast. I'm Zampy.
And I'm Christy. We'll talk to you next week.